I wanted to make a quick video to explain how the shifter works in the new Cadillac XT5. It is a new model this year, and the shifter's a bit unconventional, and I wanted to explain this because it can take some getting used to, and say you're interested in buying one, but you've heard that the shifter is a big deal. Hopefully this will show you how it works, and you will understand how to use it a little bit better before you actually hop into one, because it is confusing. And I work at a GM dealership, and it was still very confusing for me. I'm actually in an XT5 right now, and this is the shifter. It already looks a little funny. You don't see the normal PRND set layout of the gears here. In order to take it out of park, to go into reverse, say you're going to back out of your garage or your driveway or your parking spot, there's a button here on the side. That's the shifter button. You'll push the shifter button, and you'll push up and to the left. And now I am now in reverse. You can let go of the button and let go of the shifter. It will always come back to the center right here. I didn't put it there. It did that all on its own. It will always do that, no matter what gear you're going into. So now we're in reverse, and I would like to point out my foot is on the brake for all of this. We're now in reverse. If I want to leave reverse, go back into park, you just push the P. Once you push this P right here, I'm now in park. And you can tell what gear you're in because up here on the dash, there's a little red P right there. That will change. Like, I'll go back into reverse. See, now it's changed to an R, and it'll actually show you there's an R there. And you can see a little red R right there. The light will change. And the light up here for the P is now lit. If you push that button, that light goes out. The P comes over here and is now red to tell you that's what gear you're in. Say you want to go into drive. You push the button on the side again, pull down, now you're in drive. And then you're done driving, you want to park, you push the P again. If you want to go into neutral, same thing. You push the button in, you push up, and it'll go into neutral. And when you're done, you want to park, you just push the P. Now to get it out of park, you have to have your foot on the brake, and you have to have this side button pushed in. And you have to have that pushed in until you're all the way in gear. You can't just push it and then push it into whatever gear you want. You have to hold that button in until you're in the gear. In order to go anywhere once you're out of park, however, say you go into reverse to back out, and you've done your backing, now you want to go forward, all you have to do is pull down to go into drive, and it jumps immediately over to drive. You don't have to push the button down. I would advise putting your foot on the brake as always with any gear shift, but you don't have to push the button on the side in order to make it do it. And in fact, once you're out of park, whether you're going into neutral or drive, it doesn't matter. You don't have to push the button down. The only time you have to push the button down is to get out of park or to get into reverse. Anything else, and you do not have to push the button down. Neutral, it helps if you hold it. It wants to be sure that you want to go into neutral and not over into reverse. If you want manual, which as you can see now, if you've noticed, once you are in another gear, that M goes away. But once you go into drive, sorry, you have to push the button, that M will show up. That is for manual. You pull down on the shifter, and I want to explain this a little bit because this car actually comes with a little card that is kind of stuck around the shifter whenever you get it. But even this card doesn't really explain how to use manual mode. It just shows you how to get into manual, which is just as I showed you. You just pull down, and if you pull down again, you go back into drive, and it just goes back and forth between drive and manual is when you're pulling down. Now, to change gears in manual, there is no other button on the shifter. There's the shifter button here, and there's park, and that's it. If you want to change gears in manual mode, I don't know if it'll focus on it really, but back here there's a little silver, it just looks like a line, but it's a paddle. It is a paddle button. And there's one on that side, that is for upshifting, the one on the right side, that'll go up in gear, and then this one here on the left side is for downshifting. That'll go down in gear. And right now, I'm in M1 for manual mode in first gear. I'm on the right side. I push the right button. It goes to M2. Sorry, it's out of focus. and then it goes to M3. I can go all the way to 3rd gear without moving. And then over here on the left side now, if I push it again, it'll go back to 2. One more time and it'll go back to 1. Nothing, these buttons on the back don't do anything but shift in manual mode. That is all they do. And then if you're done with manual mode and you want to go back into drive, you just pull down and you're back in drive. And then say you've parked, you want to put it in park, all you do is push the button there. So hopefully this video clears up everything and hopefully goes over all the scenarios you may come across when you're driving one of these. There are a couple of things I would like to point out. If you want to put it, if you try to put it in park and you're rolling, it will put it in park up to about 5 miles an hour and it will stop the car suddenly. So be very careful. If it's going any faster than that, it'll just show up on the dash that the conditions aren't met to make the shift, and it won't shift. It will go into neutral instead as a failsafe. But if you are rolling up to a certain speed, which is about 5 miles an hour, it will go into park and it will suddenly stop the vehicle. The other thing is, if you have it in drive, I really don't recommend having anything up here on the center console at all, especially things that slide. Because if you have something up here and you have to make a sudden stop or anything like that, if it slides forward, it can slide into the shifter and put it into neutral. And this does work while you're rolling. I have checked. It will work while you're going down the road, and that's not something that you want. So be very cautious about putting things on the center console. Alright guys, hopefully that is it. Put it back in park, and hopefully this cleared up some things for you. Maybe you're not as scared of the Cadillac XT5 shifter.